All right, guys, we are out on the trail today. I am on the XPeak 2.0 today. I'm actually 3 miles into this ride. I forgot to turn my camera on like a dummy. I've been a dummy all day because this rail trail was about an hour away from my house. I was rushing around to get the bike on the car and get all the crap I needed, and I forgot my helmet, forgot my gloves. So I had to stop at a bike store. So I have $50 gloves on, guys. I got a $79 MIPS rated helmet on, but it's white. So on hot days when it's sunny out, it's a good color. I don't think I do have a white one, but I can feel the breeze going through it. It's actually pretty nice. So this is up by the ocean, and it's a rail trail that's relatively new. So yeah, we're up by the ocean, pretty close. Yeah, the guy that I bought the bike tricks off of, he was the one, he told me about this trail. He told me check it out. So I did look at it online. I honestly thought it was a paved trail. So yesterday I was going to take the express down to this one, and then I saw it was gravel, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know. Express has got some small wheels on it. You know, the tires are 2.1 on that. I decided that I would be better off if you know, it would have been fine on this thing, but I didn't know what this was for quality wise. This is actually pretty nice. So yeah, we're on the XPeak 2.0. I've got 20 amp hours in the tube. I got 18 on the tube, and I got another 20 in the back. So we got plenty of battery. We didn't need it for this ride. This is going to end up being 36 miles round trip. Certainly didn't need the third battery, but I was already on the bike. I figured we'll take it. And the bike doesn't really care whether it's on there or not. I mean, it adds a little bit of weight, but this bike doesn't care about the weight. This thing is just a super nice all-around bike. Guys, you want to spend, you know, a little bit of money on one of these things. I think this is $12.99 for this thing, for the extended range one. The 750 motor on it. It's very nice. This just super good bike. This one's a step through too, so, and it's a good bike. It's no wobble on these bikes, so nice there. You got this 8-speed on this thing, trigger shifter. They really upgraded it. 203 rotors in the front. I was out on the Express yesterday, and a couple of things. I bet you they're going to refresh that bike at some point too. Still got the old 7-speed. I just can imagine that they're probably going to refresh that thing. So this is pretty nice. I would take my wife down here if I ever get her out of the house. She'd tell me today it was too warm, I guarantee it, and it's not. It's gorgeous out, especially with the shade here. How you doing? Yeah, judging by the trees, I don't think this trail has been out of service for that long, this railroad line. Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be well into the 90s. Pretty excited about, I got at least 2 bikes coming in, bike rack coming in this coming week. Supposed to get 1 bike on Monday, then it gets moved to Tuesday, which doesn't surprise me because of the holiday. So tomorrow's supposed to be hotter than heck, so I'm probably gonna stay in. I was getting, it's 4:26 now. It was getting later, and I'm like, I really want to get out there and ride today, because tomorrow is going to be hot. And I'm not going to want to ride, so I'll just stay in probably the garage, do some videos. I got a bunch in motion, and I just got an intro to one, just a couple of things. I also got that new camera that I was telling you guys about, goes on the side of my head. It's like a point of view camera. I worked out really good on a trike video I did, so I'm gonna do another brake bleed video so that we can catch everything that I'm doing. Because I did one, a lot of people watch it, but they're always like, hey, I can't see what you're doing down below. I'm like, yeah, I know, the camera I forgot to turn on. Or it died or something, I don't know. The lower camera that I was using didn't work, didn't record anything. So you couldn't see what I was doing down on the caliper. And I will take that one and I will just put it, I'll take it down. I'm not gonna take it off of YouTube, but I'll just put it on private. I'll just put the new one up there. To put the controller back into this thing, what a pain in the neck. The battery in this thing is like in where the battery goes into the thing, it's got like a tray, and the tray is really hard to get in and out of there. And then to put the screws back in, it's a pain. Express is easy. You just got to take 3 screws out. It's right there and it's done. So, like I said, I wanted to take this out today. This is a great bike for doing this kind of stuff and to travel with. I got about 3/4 of the way here and I went, oh crap, I forgot the helmet. And I'm like, you know, I really don't want to ride without a helmet. And I don't feel like spending 130 bucks. Yeah, I did. That's how much I believe in helmets, guys. Helmets and gloves. I go off this thing, you know, the gloves are going to save my hands. The helmet's going to save my head. So, very important, guys. You guys that don't ride with helmets on, dumb. It ain't, you know, if you're going to fall down, it's when you're going to fall down. So yeah, this is a extremely relaxing rail trail. Not a lot to worry about here. The grade is almost perfect on it. It's hard pack, and it might as well be tar, you know, because it just it's really nice. So that I'm looking at a it's not a skateboard. It's a scooter. It's a Segway scooter, kick scooter, I think is what they call them. And so when I did the ride with the bike bricks, and I went to find that trail, when I went down the closed trail that day, when I got back to the parking lot, after I did my closeout in the parking lot, if you guys saw it, and shut the cameras off, I went over and I talked to a couple. They're probably mid-40s, and they had 2 scooters, and I went over and I said, how do you like the scooters? How dangerous are they? And I did probably talk to them for 45 minutes. I finally said, you know what, I'm taking up your day, go ride, and I left. But they were telling me a lot of, things that they do. They actually had 4 scooters. They had 2 with them. They have 2 big ones that they have for rail trails and stuff. And they were on a rail trail, but it was a paved rail trail. So they had their mediocre scooters, their smaller ones. And they were telling me that they went to Washington and they went to see all the monuments and everything, and that they would never have been able to, how you doing? They would have never been able to get all that done if they didn't have their scooters that day. So it got them there faster, and they were able to get everywhere that they needed to. And I was like, I never even thought of that. That's a pretty good idea. I don't know, I want to try one, but then I go, no, I don't want one of these, But they were saying that it's not bad. She goes, it's pretty safe. You get out there and everything. So, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, And I watched a couple videos, and the one that I'm looking at, the Segway, it is a off-road scooter. So it's got larger tires on it. Not what I want, but larger, and I guess they say it's adequate. They said the suspension could use improvement, but it's also not a $4,000 scooter, and I wouldn't pay that for that. But I don't know. I may pull a trigger on it. I may not. I get off at scooters all the time, but they're the little $300 ones. Probably what I should do is take in one of the $300 ones and see if it's something that I would use. But I don't want them for the road either. I get offered scooters quite often, so if I just wait long enough, I'll get another offer, I'm sure. So we are 6.2 miles into this ride. So that motor yesterday on that Express was pretty loud. I mean, this one, I heard a little bit there when we took off a little bit, but it's pretty quiet. Just seemed like the one yesterday was pretty growly, but again, might have been the wrong controller. And maybe that's why it's so, you know, when the new controller comes, then I'll make judgment on it. And if it is noisy like that, I may reach out to my buddy and say, hey, this normal? I mean, it functions fine. I just don't like the noise. That bike is a bike for paved rail trails. My wife would like this. Of course, she'd probably make me take her out to eat afterwards. So it'd probably cost me, well over $100 because we're up by the ocean. Actually, it probably cost me about 175 bucks because I know where she would want to go. Looks like we have a, I don't know, skateboard park or something over here. Yep, skateboard park. And they got all kinds of moguls over here. That looks like fun to take the bike tricks down to. I'll tell you where this is. I expected more going on here with houses and businesses and stuff. Thank you. And that's why you get a bell. I actually just ordered 2 bells. 2 bells, 2 AirTags. Because I got so many bikes coming in. So this, you know, I'm experimenting here because this is the same motor that's on the XP4. And it has an 11 mile an hour. I'm trying to see if this thing does it at 11 miles an hour. Kind of growly at 11 miles an hour on that bike. No, nothing. If that was a motor problem on that bike, I have a motor for that one. I don't have a motor for the Express. Because the Express, the motor is narrower. It's a 750 motor, same brand and everything, just not that motor. Okay, what's going on here? The rail trail ends. I don't get it. I'm certainly not going down that because I don't want bugs all over me. Considering they said that that was pretty long, I don't get it. I'm going to go down the street here a little bit, see if I can pick it up on the other side of that, or maybe that's the end of it. But it was supposed to be quite long, and I just don't feel like getting ticks on me. All right, I'm going to try to hit the side road down here. All right, that the train track is right there, so I obviously can't get on that. That's the active train track, it looks like, because there was tracks up there. All right, so I guess that was the end of that. That's disappointing, considering I thought I was going on a 32-mile ride. Pretty sure this is the street we came out of down here. I did see the bike going down the other way, so maybe I will head down the road here a little bit and see if there is something else further down. Definitely little tiny streets around here. All right, what is this? Well, that's a trail, but it ain't what I want. And it just goes back to the road that we were just on. Unless this is not the rail trail that I was headed to. This is the one that the bike shop sent me to. but I don't know if it was the one that I had on my GPS. All right, well, that was a 5-mile trip, I guess. The Lectric Express, definitely, I looked at the bars that I have at home. I'm definitely changing the bars on that thing so that they're like this. They come back a little bit. They're not as big as these. Picked up that Walke. That's coming on Tuesday, so that's a big battery bike. There's 60 amp hours on that thing. And I can't wait to try that thing. It's not like it's a powerful bike. It's got dual motors on it, but they're not crazy powerful or anything. But I want to, you know, for stuff like this, long range rides, without, you know, it's one battery. I can pull the battery off, throw the battery in the truck or whatever. Weight of the bike's going to drop substantially at that point. And I heard it's a longer bike and it's really stable. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I've looked at that thing for a long time, never pulled the trigger on it. I am putting the Ride one up for sale. I'm going to put a couple of them up for sale. So I think the 2 Ingways are going to go away. I haven't heard from that company in a while. I go on the Ingway site, you know, they got bikes in Europe and stuff, so I get a lot of European stuff. And I think maybe that's where they originated. The bike, one of the bikes that I got, that cargo bike, I didn't like that one. The torque sensor on it was extremely hard to push that thing along. I complained to the guy, and the guy's like, yeah, I guess they got a lot of complaints about that. And I don't know if they rectified it or not, but I'm gonna get rid of that one. That was a dual battery bike. And I don't know why I've kept it as long as I have. And I got that entry-level one, which was just a great bike to show people, you know, hey, I think you could buy that bike for like $600, and it had cable pull brakes on it and stuff, but it was a folding bike with a 750 motor on it. It was decent for the amount of money. So, but you know, it's now a couple years old, and they still have the model out there, but there's a lot of new bikes coming to market at inexpensive prices. So I might as well move that one along. Like I said, company hasn't reached out to me in a while. I think I'll move it along. So 2 Ingways up. The Ride one up is going to go up for sale because I don't use it. I like that bike. Everybody that comes over loves that bike, but I don't use it, like I said. So I'm going to put it out there for sale, get some money. What else are we going to put up for sale? I think I'm going to move along that Mooncool TK Pro too. That will leave me with no Mooncool product though. But I don't know. I don't think they ever fixed that trike, or that one was broken, and I don't know. There's something drastically wrong with that thing as far as that braking of that motor. I just don't have a warm and fuzzy feel. I think the TK1 was a better trike. I mean, the effort was there. It would have been a great trike if it wasn't for that stupid, they should have just, I don't even know if that was intentional or if that was something that's broken with the bike. Not everybody has that problem. So I'm thinking there was bikes that went out there with that problem. With the, you know, I still see a lot of people complaining the chain's loosening up all the time on them and they have to keep retightening it. So it wasn't just me, and I had 2 other creators with the problem. Mooncool, you know, I'm still get along with them, but there's no reason for me to keep that. I'm never going to use it again anyways. Nice trike, other than, you know, looks wise and everything. But I'm not going to use it. The Meat One trikes, if I'm taking a trike, I'm taking one of those. Pucka Puppy, might be moving that along too. Company had reached out, was going to send me a bike, then they didn't send me a bike, but I am going to reach back out to them. I sold a couple of those things, so people are interested in it. If I could sell a couple more, maybe I'll do a ride for the trike channel and see if I could get some interest in them. What else do I think we're gonna move along here? Probably another trike too. I don't know, I like that hay bike. I don't think I'm gonna move that one along. I have a budget bike coming in, but it actually, I think I'll keep that one around for a while because it's a budget bike that I think people might be able to, we'll have to ride it first, see how good it is. And I have another 20-inch one. I don't have shipping information on it quite yet, so I hate to say, yeah, it's coming, but pretty sure it is coming. We're way beyond the negotiation stage. She told me she would give me the shipping information as soon as she had it. I did ask for a weird color though. Maybe they didn't have it, or I would have thought they would have said, oh, good, somebody's taking this color. So I got it in purple. I'm thinking maybe my wife might like it. And I figure, you know, I was gonna get, you know, for resale, you should get black or white, whatever. But then I'm thinking, you know what? This might appeal to a woman. So it's that different, you know? And I had another company reach out to me this morning, which is a surprise because it is a Saturday. But immediately which leads me to believe it's a U.S., they're all Chinese companies, but it's a U.S. based reseller. I immediately, when I sent the thing in saying I was interested, and the European bikes too though, but they are being brought over to the US. Blix, something like that, Blix. Anyways, the minute I sent the email back, I got another email back saying that the guy was out of the office for 4th of July. So, got to be a US based company as far as the resale over here. But the bike that they were offering me is interesting. It's not something that I would go out and buy, probably. I don't know, it's different. I would definitely be interested in taking it in for the channel. So here I am pedaling along at, you know, 12, 13 miles an hour. Here's a conventional bike going by me at, you know, 20, 25 miles an hour. But where are the problems? Not the regular bikes. So we are at 12 miles, but nowhere near what I thought I was going to put on this bike today. I was hoping we were going to roll over the 200 mark on this bike today. We got to put another 20 miles on to do that. So maybe this trail, when it's done, is going to be 32 miles long, but they just got this section done. Maybe they're going to continue on, but it is going to have to go through that city. But I did see a lot of it went over bridges. So I did see when I went on this thing, maybe it wasn't the end of it. So maybe I did make it to Portsmouth and maybe the trail goes the other way. But I saw yellow caution tape when I got on, but maybe it goes the other way. So we'll investigate that. If I had known this trail was going to be this easy, I probably would have bought the XP4. That bike is not a bike for, it'd be fine for this, but it's definitely not a bike for heavier than this. That front shock just couldn't deal with it. No suspension in the back. It's a good street bike. It goes light. It's really nimble on the street. So the next time on that bike, I don't know where I'll take it. Definitely want to get out there again on that. I don't know, did I do a review on that thing? I forget now. I had so many bikes in, so many reviews. I know I did an unboxing on that. Not sure if I did a review on it though. I usually do like to go out there, ride it. I do my impression ride on it, get to know the bike. Like I said, now I know, not a very good. So, for instance, the 20-inch Magicycle that I have, that thing is a trail bike. I mean, it's 4-inch tires on that thing. The thing works awesome on the trail. But that 3-inch tire, ugh. And the shock just couldn't keep up with it. The travel on the shock is, I don't know what it is. It's small though. It's probably like 1.5 inch travel on it. I actually think the 3.0 was a better riding bike on the trail. But the XP4 is a better bike overall, if that makes sense. I do like it. It's a nice little bike, but it's not... 20-inch bike should be an all-around bike. It should be good for, you know, the trail. Again, this trail, no, not a problem, but this is, might as well be pavement. This is pretty good. But those roots and rocks on the other trail was definitely beating that thing up a little bit. What have we been out here for? We've been out here for an hour. The guy that I talked to said that this trail here, they intend it when it's all done to go down the entire East Coast. So, yeah, imagine if you could, you know, have a trail like this down the entire East Coast. That'd be wild. I would probably, I'd probably take, if it was nice like this, I don't know, probably that Expedition. That thing is a freaking cargo bike. Load that thing up and, I don't know, take a couple weeks off, see how far I can get. I was looking, I started a Facebook group, so now I have two Facebook groups now. I have the XPeak Facebook group, and now I have the XP4. And the XP4 is almost up to 300 members. I don't know what the XPeak is. I just started them to, you know, because there wasn't an XP4, and at the time there wasn't an XPeak either. Now there is a couple, I think, or two anyways, mine and another one. And the other one became more popular. The guy that started that one is very active in a lot of groups. I think he has probably like 5 or 6 channels, bike channels. Not channels, but the Facebook groups. So it didn't seem like we went that far down. Seems like it's a while coming back, so. Now I'm curious to see what's on the other side of that caution tape. Whether the caution tape was there just on a part of the trail and we could go around it, or what was going on. I did go down to the garage today. What a freaking mess I got down there. I did clean it up a little bit, but I just got so much going on, so many bikes. Like I ended up put 2 more bikes back out in the shed. Pretty much have the trailer packed right now. I think that one can't take another bike. And the shed, I might be able to get 1 more bike in it. The 630 reverse bike, I never use that. I should move that along too. It's just, I keep it because it's so unique. I don't know, maybe I'll ride it. Maybe I'll do a ride on it again. I don't think it's worth anything. I know there's been one on Facebook for sale since they came out. The guy got it, couldn't stand it, been for sale ever since. But he's trying to get his money back on it. You know, I think I'd be lucky to get $800 for that thing. Yeah, I think I'll leave the helmet and a pair of gloves in the car. These gloves here, I might actually use these regularly. They're not bad. I mean, for what I paid for them, they should be not bad. Yeah, so when that Walke comes in, I got some red pedals. I'm going to throw the red pedals on that thing, I think. Because it's white, it's got red writing on the side of it, so I think I'll look good with the red pedals. I don't think I'm going to do much with that bike. We'll have to see. It's got BMX bars on it, so I don't think it's going to need any. I think I can adjust them right where I want them, so I think we'll be good there. I've been trying to do less and less with these things. I probably will, I don't know. I was going to say I probably put a port in for another battery pack, because I could do that and then have super duper battery on that thing if I so needed it. I could put it on the rack, which doesn't have a rack. It has a seat on the back, which I don't really want the seat on the back, but you can use it as a rack. They have the seat on the back, but everybody says the seat on the back, but then there's no floorboards on it. So there's no place to put your feet if you were sitting on the back. I mean, they sell aftermarket ones. You could put them on there, I would imagine. But again, I don't want anybody sitting in the back. I think we're getting close to where we came in. We're at 16 miles. Man, if I don't get at least 22, it ain't gonna be a ride. Got a plane over here because there's an airport over here. Maybe we'll go over and take a look at the airport before we go back too. I saw it when we went by and I'm like, oh, that could be interesting. So this has been a relatively uneventful rail trail. It's nice, but it's kind of all the same. I definitely, you know, I got 2 trail guides now. One of them, though, I brought this up last week where I keep looking at it and it says no e-bikes, no e-bikes, no e-bikes. But a lot of the trails I've been on and they take e-bikes. So confusing. And I'll tell you, there's so many e-bikes out there now. It's just, I see them all over the place. So do I think they're going to have some restrictions or start enforcing them? Probably, you know. I think they're going to have to make another classification for sure. And I think that's something that Levi's working on. You know, I don't know whether they'll, I don't know. I don't know if there'll be some sort of a bike registration maybe with some ruling going along with it. You know, not like a motorcycle registration. Maybe it'll be a bike registration for the class 4s, let's call it. But I do think it's definitely headed in that direction. I don't think you can say, you know, should a class 4 be out here? No. Because we're gonna, I mean, this is a class 3, it's not even allowed on here, but I've been going 13 miles an hour roughly, slow down when people come. As long as you're respectful on them, I mean, you could drive a class 4 on it, so long as you're respectful. And that's why I think it should be a speed limit. It shouldn't be the class. Let's put a speed limit on the trails, you know? I see the yellow tape coming up, so we're almost back. It totally blocks off the trail, so I have a feeling that's the end of it. And there's that plane, I think, that just came in. And there goes the plane. I went up in one of those once. It was fun. I got to sit in the front seat. So when you're sitting in that, you can't really see where you're going, which is weird. Well, there goes the plane now. I will get back to the parking lot here. We'll take a little walk around. All right, guys, here's the XPeak. Again, we got our batteries on the back. We got a battery in the tube. We got a battery on the tube. So we got a lot of battery on this bike. It's pretty dusty right now. That trail is dusty today. Got 180 millimeter rotors on that thing. The calipers are hydraulic. Again, we have a 203 on the front, hydraulic through axle on this bike. We got the Renegade fork, and that is rated for mountain bikes. So it does have a rating on it. We put the Allscape tires on this bike. We've got plastic fenders on it. We have adjustments on the fork. We can lock the fork out. We got the nice grips that I put on here. We got our mirrors here. We got our control for the screen right here with the passes. We got a thumb throttle here, and should have brought the pass down to 0. Bad me. 170 miles on this bike, and we've got a 8-speed on it, trigger shifter. Again, pads, mirror, and hydraulic brakes up here. So we've got the Lectric 18 amp hour battery right here. I stole this off the Expedition. I stole this thing off. Keep using it on here because the other ones are 14 amp hour batteries. So we got the M24 Whisper Quiet motor, which is pretty quiet. Again, we have the Altus derailleur on this thing, and we've got a, I don't know what this thing is. I would guessing 48 or something like that, but I don't seem to ghost pedal with it, so it doesn't bother me. We got the Blue Wind seat on this thing, which is very comfortable, guys. I got the Suntour um, uh, suspension seat post on this, and I have changed to a different brand that is very similar, but it's not this. This is a little bit more money than the other one that I've been getting, but I've been happy with the other ones. Put some pedals on this thing, the real grippy pedals. These things are nice. They're not a lot of money either. And that's it, guys. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching my video today. And if you are interested in buying a bike or something, please check with my affiliate links. That helps the channel out greatly. Again, guys, hit that like and subscribe on the way out. And thank you very much for watching. You guys are awesome. Thank you.